I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will explore quadratic equation in partial factored form. So we are given a standard form equation. In this case it is y equals to 2x squared plus 12x plus 9. We will see how to write this in partially factored form, how to sketch the graph, find maximum or minimum, and describe the characteristics of a quadratic function. So we'll go in steps. So steps are, first we'll find partially factored form, then we'll find the y-intercept, image point, axis of symmetry, vertex, and then we'll sketch the graph. I'll explain you each and every term as we go along. Now we are given a quadratic equation in standard form, which is y equals to 2x squared plus 12x plus 9. Partially factored form, what does that mean? That means that we don't really have to factor it. That means we are not trying to find product and sum and factor the whole equation. We are partially factoring, so we'll just factor the first two terms. So when you factor the first two terms, you could write this as y equals to, what is common here? 2x. So we can write this as 2x, and you're left with x plus 6 plus 9. This particular form is partially factored form. So easy as that, right? Now, how to use this form and get characteristics of quadratic function? That is what we are going to understand. First, let us find the y-intercept. Now, when I say y-intercept, it means what? It means x is equals to 0, right? So if I write x as 0, what do I get? I get y equals to 2 times 0 plus 6 plus 9, right? Now 2 times 0 is 0, 0 times anything should be 0. So we are left with 9. Therefore, y-intercept for us is 9, right? So we'll write 0, 9. That is the y-intercept. Now the question is image point. Now as you know, parabola is symmetric about axis of symmetry. It always has axis of symmetry. To find axis of symmetry, we always need some image point, right? So first let me explain you what we are talking about, and then we will go further on this. So what we have found so far is the y-intercept, and let us say this is y-intercept and the value is 9. Now we want to find the image point that is on the graph. Where is the image of this y-intercept? So image point of y-intercept. Let me make it very clear. This is what we are looking for on the graph of quadratic function. How will you find that? Now if you see the equation 2x times x plus 6 plus 9. Now when x was 0, y is 9. How about when x is minus 6? If x is equal to minus 6, then also the second term is 0, y will be 9, right? So then y will be plus 9. So that means we get the image of the point 9, right? That is, let us say this is your image. This image is at minus 6. This is what we are trying to say. So in a way, we got 2 points on the parabola. So that is the image point. So let me write this image point as minus 6, 9. Both these points are on the given quadratic function, correct? Now axis of symmetry. Since we know 2 points which are horizontally placed, axis of symmetry will be midway between them, right? Right in the center, right? So we need to find the midpoint. Now what is the midpoint? Now we know 2 points on the parabola which are horizontally placed. So we have 0, 9, that is your y-intercept, and then we have a point minus 6, 9, right, which is the image point of y-intercept. Axis of symmetry is midway, so the axis of symmetry is minus 6 plus 0 divided by 2. That gives you minus 3. So always you will see in the partial factored form it is half of this value, correct, with a negative sign. So half of this value with the negative sign. So you get minus 3 as axis of symmetry. So we have axis of symmetry as x equals to minus 3. So this line is, let me write here, x equals to minus 3. Now where is the vertex? Vertex should be on the axis of symmetry. So if I place the value of x as minus 3, I'll get the vertex. So vertex will be on axis of symmetry. So I can say y equals to 2 times minus 3 and minus 3 plus 6 plus 9. So let us calculate this value. 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Minus 3 plus 6 is 3. 6 times minus 6 is minus 18 plus 9. And that gives us a value of minus 9. So the vertex for us will be at minus 3 minus 9. Correct? So that is the vertex. Let us assume that this point, well, this is 9. I don't want to go that down. But anyway, let me just push this a bit further. Okay, fine. Let us say this is minus 9 for us. So that is the vertex. Now, since we know the vertex and two different points here, we can connect them and graph. So we get our quadratic function. So that is the quadratic function which turns from the vertex and then goes through these 2 points. And that's how we can sketch the graph of the quadratic function, and easily we can find the vertex. In this case, since the graph opens upwards, this is positive, we have minimum at x equals to minus 3 and the value is minus 9. I hope with this you understand and appreciate how easy it becomes to partially factor an equation given in standard form, find maximum or minimum, right? Instead of doing completing the squares method. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you and all the best.